Alrighty, folks, we are taking off here. We are gonna get our studio tour started. Now, first, I have a couple safety rules to cover. First, if you need guest assistance or have a medical emergency, or if you drop something of value off the side of the tram or have any sound or video issues, reach up and grab the red emergency cord that runs along the center of the ceiling of the tram, and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it is safe to do so. Otherwise, during the entire tour, please remain seated. Keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Remember, the studio tour is private property, and if at any time during the tour you drop your phone or just can't wait to use the restroom, pull the cord and remain seated. Please, no smoking of any kind during the tour. Be prepared, our tour today features loud noises, sudden tram movements, fire effects, and many water effects. You want to have your cell phones and cameras out for some great photo opportunities, but keep an eye on them so they don't get wet. Finally, for your safety and for those around you, please do not use selfie sticks while you are on board. Now, once again, welcome aboard the 60th Anniversary Studio Tour. We are going to kick things off right by introducing our Master of Ceremonies. You know him, you love him, you'll recognize him as the host of The Tonight Show. It is Jimmy Fallon.
Hi, I'm Jimmy Fallon. Welcome aboard the world famous studio tour. I know what you're thinking. Why the tubs? Well, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary. That's right, 60 years of glitz, glamour, and our own great white shark. As we celebrate our diamond anniversary today, we'll pay tribute to Universal's past and take you behind the scenes to discover why this studio tour is world famous. So whether this is your first visit or your 60th, get ready for fun, excitement, and an experience like no other.
That's right, Jimmy. We are celebrating 60 years of our studio tour. It all began all the way back on March 15, 1915, when our founder, Carl Laemmle, invited the public into the studio to watch silent movies being made. Guests could walk from set to set and marvel at the new technology involved in filmmaking. But with the invention of sound and the need for quiet on set, the original walking tour ended. In the 1960s, under the leadership of company chairman Lew Wasserman and executives Al Dorskin and Jay Stein, the idea of reviving a tour of the studio returned when the Gray Line bus tours originating in Hollywood made a stop at our gates. On July 15, 1964, the first of our red and white candy-striped glamour trams took 67 passengers on a 2-hour driving tour of the Universal lot, and the world-famous studio tour was born. We started with 2 drivers, 2 guides, and 1 ticket seller working out of a trailer on Lake Grisham Boulevard. From there, the studio tour expanded with fantastic, one-of-a-kind Hollywood elements like the rock slide and the burning house, which were in the area of the lot back in the 1970s and 80s. Now, today you are on one of our electric trams. We thought by now we might have Hummer trams, but these are pretty cool too. The electric tram is a part of our commitment to creating a zero-emission studio tour fleet. Electric trams get their power from wireless inductive charging pads, just like the ones in your cell phone, only much larger. And like an electric car, we have regenerative braking. Every time we go downhill during this tour, we will be building a charge. We're no strangers to innovation when it comes to our tour vehicles. We started with the Glamour trams in 1964, and in 1983 we upgraded to Super trams, allowing us to carry more guests and experience more thrills. In 2000, we added onboard video, turning the tram into a movie theater on wheels. Now we are officially passing into our front lot. We're passing between the movie studio and the theme park. If you take a look on your right-hand side behind these stages here, this is Super Nintendo World, the home of Mario and Luigi. On your left-hand side are some of our TV sound stages. But in this area, back in the 60s and 70s, guests could step into the office of Oscar-winning costume designer Edith Head or drive through the props warehouse. By the 1980s, this was home to the Preview Center, where we had our special effects stage. But for now, I want to go back to your left-hand side. These sound stages here, number 8 and 7, are home to Bel Air. They would film inside of those sound stages and all over our movie studio lot. It is streaming on Peacock. I highly recommend checking it out. Also over here on your left-hand side is Soundstage 14, another one of our largest. This is where the Banks Mansion set is constructed for filming on Bel Air. It's also where they built the set of Mission Control for the film Apollo 13 with Tom Hanks. as well as the top of Mount Crumpet and the Grinch's Lair for Jim Carrey's The Grinch. And it's where they built the set of the Superstore for the NBC comedy Superstore.
Patience for one another.
Yeah, you know, they keep things small acts.
Now right there on your screens, it looks like they're standing inside your average everyday superstore, something like a Target or a Walmart, but they're not. They're standing inside of a set that was carefully constructed inside Soundstage 14. Now the reason they would go to the trouble of recreating an entire superstore inside that stage, rather than just renting at a Walmart, is because filmmakers need complete control in their environment. And that's what these sound stages provide us, is a completely controlled environment. We can control everything from the sound, hence the name, to the lighting, the foot traffic, even the temperature. Portions of John Carpenter's The Thing were also filmed inside that stage. And they refrigerated it. They turned the air conditioning so high you could see the actor's breath on camera. Some of them actually went on to say it was colder when they were filming inside that stage than when they were filming in the snow in Alaska. Now over here on your right hand side, these TV sound stages are now being used for a classic Spy, a new TV series starring Ted Danson. And over on your left, it's not Ted Danson, but it is Ted Drinkin. Now we are celebrating our 60th anniversary, and Ted is celebrating because we do finally have that Ted TV series. It is also streaming on Peacock. Now also over here on your left-hand side, these small beige buildings here, these are called our production bungalows. This is where much of the pre-production process will happen. That's anything that has to happen before you can get on set in front of the camera and start filming. Anything from scheduling, casting, budgeting, or even just writing your scripts. We've had some pretty high-profile production companies in here. 7 Bucks Productions, that's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's company that brought you The Young Rock. We've had Monkey Paw Productions, Jordan Peele's company, Amy Pascal's Pascal Pictures. And if you take a look on your left here, you'll see the MP sign. That's Mark Flack Productions. They're bringing you part 1 of the movie musical Wicked, starring Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, Michelle Yeoh, and Jeff Goldblum. Also on your left, number 5195. That was the production bungalow used by Alfred Hitchcock when he was doing his Alfred Hitchcock Presents, where he works on films like Vertigo, Psycho, The Birds, or my favorite, Rear Window. It is now being used by the De Laurentiis company. They brought you Hannibal to the big screen and the small screens. But now we are officially about to leave our front lot behind and enter the back lot. To tell us a little bit more about what that means, here's Jimmy Fallon.
We're about to cross the imaginary boundary onto the back lot, where we have exterior sets for many outdoor scenes. Over the last 60 years, studio tour guests have seen these locations turned into big cities, quiet suburbs, even that guy's hometown. Yeah, that guy. For countless movies and TV shows. This is Universal's Metro Sets.
These are indeed our metro sets, made to look like any major metropolitan city or any small town. Over here on your right-hand side, we're entering what's called our Brownstone Street for that row of brownstone apartments. You may recognize that as being where Kevin McAllister terrorized the Wet Bandits in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, or being where Jim Carrey lived in Bruce Almighty. But for now, we are about to head into Hill Valley from Back to the Future.
Welcome to the Courthouse Square. These sets were used to create Hill Valley in the Black.
Oh, and it looks like we even have Doc here today as well. Over here on your left-hand side, that's even the clock tower. Doc Harness, the Bolt of Lightning, to send Marty McFly back to the future. Hello, Doc. Thank you, Doc. Now, we don't want to disrupt the time continuum for too much, so we're going to leave Hill Valley here for now. And we're going to enter into our New
Back
York
to the
Street,
Future,
the
the
longest
ride.
continuous set we have on our lot. Now, a lot of these sets here were rebuilt back in 2008, but before then, they were home to a studio tour classic. Here's one of the stars of Universal's 2005 King Kong, Jack Black, to tell you more.
And some facts. Did you know
that Metro Central, once the home to Hollywood's biggest star, right here is where the original studio tour King Kong attraction resided from 1986 until 2008. He stood 30 feet tall and weighed in at 13,000 pounds. Over the years, millions of guests got to meet King Kong face to face as he shook the tram, so close you could feel his hot banana breath. Is that it? I believe that's my last line, and then the tram moves on to the next thing.
Indeed it does. In just a moment, we are going to be leaving our concrete jungle behind here, heading into the actual jungles of Skull Island. Now I'm going to turn it over to another gentleman who knows King Kong quite well, director Peter Jackson.
It's the original King Kong that made it. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I wanted to do that. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up in the adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to Lost Island, and monster creatures from prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island. It was great to do the ride. Now we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have your glasses ready. It doesn't come on yet, but just put it in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island.
That is right, folks. We're about to return to Skull Island. Now this can be bumpy territory, so please remember to...
They're gonna get us.
Director Peter Jackson and the team at Weta Effects, formerly known as Weta Digital. They're a New Zealand-based digital effects company, and they are masters of CGI, or computer-generated imagery. Chances are, even if you've never heard of Weta FX, you have seen their work. They won their 8th Academy Award just this year, and they won their 7th Academy Award at the previous Academy Awards for their work on Avatar 2, The Way of Water. They also worked on the very first Avatar, as well as Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, and many more. And back to take a look at your screens, this is the team at Weta FX talking about King Kong. Now they've certainly come a long way here. The original King Kong was just an 18-inch puppet, and they would put that puppet directly in front of the camera so that it would look massive in comparison to the actors that would be placed about 50 feet away from the camera. Of course, to today, where we do use CGI, produced by Weta FX.
With a project like the Studio Tour, the audience is in the middle of the environment. They're looking in all directions, there's creatures coming at them, they're seeing Kong from this side and T-Rexes from the other side.
Working on a movie, we always know where the people are looking. They're looking straight ahead, they're looking at the shot that we're working on.
Here you have to take into account that people are looking in all directions.
Also, one of the things about this ride, unlike the movies that we're used to working on, there's no cuts, because it's one giant shot. This tram that's driving along through Skull Island is where the camera's from. This ring represents where the screen is 10 meters away.
We're really creating about 50 minutes of a feature film. That amount of visual information, that number of pixels, and presenting them to the audience, it's a hell of a ride.
If you take a look over here on your right-hand side, we're passing by our monster mural painted by Tristan Eaton. That is an homage to the Universal classic Monsters. We originated the monster movie with films like Dracula with Bela Lugosi, to Frankenstein with Boris Karloff. Also on your right-hand side, we're passing by this cylindrical tank here. This is a water tank that is used for underwater filming. They have a window there on the side of the tank that they can lift up out of the way, get a camera right in there, and see actors swimming underwater. They did that for portions of Creature from the Black Lagoon, which is celebrating its 70th anniversary. If you take a look on your left-hand side, this pond here called the Hollywood Ocean, that was used for Creature from the Black Lagoon. It was also used in McHale's Navy. We turned that small body of water there into the entire ocean by bringing the camera right down to the level of the water so you couldn't see the edges of the pond, and it looked endless. Then we would put miniature boats right in front of the camera so that to the camera's perspective, they would look life-sized. Now, the Hollywood Ocean was also originally used as one of our previous studio tour attractions. It was considered the Hollywood Ocean, and is where we had our Parting of the Red Sea attraction as well. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on. For now, we are about to enter the second oldest sets that we have here on our lot. This is Little Europe. Over here on your right-hand side, these sets we are entering, we call them Little Europe because they're built in this sort of broadly European design, but they don't have to be used as Europe. They can be used as anywhere in the world or even anywhere outside this world, like the afterlife. You are entering the Good Place. Much of the decoration left here is still from the Good Place. In fact, we have the yogurt shop, yogurt, coming up ahead. However, it was also used as Paris in the Pink Panther with Steve Martin, Rome and Angels and Demons with Tom Hanks. It was Port Royal and Tortuga in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, as well as the Kingdom of Genovia and the Princess Diaries 2, A Royal Engagement. It was also Cairo, Wales, and Transylvania, and many of our original monster movies. Over here on your right-hand side, this square is called the Court of Miracles. That was a prime filming location for many of those original monsters. And our legacy of monsters continues as we await the upcoming opening of the Dark Universe at Universal's Epic Universe, opening next year in Orlando. Now, folks, we are going to reach that quiet zone, so I will be taking myself off microphone, but feel free to continue talking amongst yourselves.
Uh-oh, sharks.
Shark पानी में
Nice music. Look at that.
Our first major attraction here on the studio tour way back in 1968.
Demonstration here. We have strobe lights that create a sort of lightning effect, and we have our speaker system to produce the thunder, and we have our rain that comes from our highly advanced sprinkler system. And shoots the water up into the air and allows it to fall naturally back down to the ground through gravity, just like we just do it in the movies. And as you saw on today's show, co-hosted weather anchor Helen Roker, this is indeed one of the very first attractions we ever opened on our studio tour back in 1968. And it is our Flash Flood. Martinez and Amanda Myers. Now those floodwaters are going to carry us all the way through our old Mexico sets and into our Old West sets. Welcome to 6 Points. You may recognize our Old Western sets from the 9th film by director Quentin Tarantino, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Academy Award winners Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. Now we call these sets 6 Points because back in the early days of our studio, when Westerns were our bread and butter, we had 6 full Western streets that all met in the middle, like the spokes of a wagon wheel at 6 points. Now we had 6 full streets, each one equipped to be its own Western town, each one with a sheriff station, each one with a saloon, each one with a bank, so that we could film 6 different Western movies all at the same time, one production on each street right next door to the other. We were able to do this because this was the silent film era. It's also how we were first able to bring audiences in to see movies being made in person. These are the oldest sets we have here on our lot, the very first ones we ever opened up. Now we are going to enter into a quiet zone once again, so I will be taking myself off microphone, but feel free to continue talking amongst yourselves and have your phones and cameras ready. They are filming on our Elm Street for Bel Air today, so you never know what you might see. Alrighty, folks, we have passed by that quiet zone. Once again, they are filming for Bel Air. It's the dramatic reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Stars Jabari Banks and Ollie Sholington. You can check it out on the Universal streaming platform Peacock. I highly recommend you do so. You might be able to see what they were filming out there today. And now, folks, we have reached the halfway point of our tour, so I'd like to take this opportunity to reiterate some of our safety rules. Please remember to remain seated at all times, and if you need any guest assistance or have a medical emergency or have any sound or video issues, reach up and grab that red emergency cord above your heads, and I'll be back to assist you as soon as it is safe to do so. But please remember, remain seated throughout the entirety of the tour. Now, we are currently headed up our wilderness road here. It's a start about 18 acres of just wilderness, of undeveloped land we have here on our lot. Universal Studios Hollywood is the largest movie studio in all of Hollywood, and it is in large part due to our wilderness area here. This is wonderful for filmmakers because they can come here and film in what looks to be the middle of nowhere without actually having to go to the middle of nowhere. It's also the perfect location for a crash site. Take a look over here on your left-hand side. We are about to enter the crash site of a 747 aircraft from Steven Spielberg's War of the Worlds.
Airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision.
We first began to sit down and talk about the War of the Worlds. I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. You're doing good. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Now closed. Robbie, get in. Get in.
Now that is a real 747 aircraft. It was purchased out of an airplane graveyard by Paramount Productions for about $60,000. What must have happened to the passengers? Now coming up ahead here, we have our official scale replica of LA's most iconic landmark, the Hollywood sign. We're also passing by the Bates House, built back in 1959 for the original Psycho film. And in just a few moments, if you take a look on your left, we are approaching our Step Onto the Lot experience. For the first few decades of the studio tour, one of our hallmarks was a visit to the Prop Plaza, where guests disembarked for a once-in-a-lifetime photo experience and interact with characters, vehicles, and props from their favorite productions. Well, guess what? Just for our 60th anniversary, we've brought that opportunity back. Now remember, folks, this is a limited stop. When you are ready to continue your tour, you will simply follow the signs and you'll be boarding a different tram with a brand new studio guide. So remember to hang on to your 3D glasses. You will be needing them when you continue your tour. Please remember to gather all of your personal belongings as well. Please take those off of the vehicle with you. You will not be returning to this tram. Now, as you disembark in just a moment when they come back.
Probably we have to stay behind the red line.
from the Fast and Furious and props from the past 60 years of history.
Now is a great time to let you know we have approximately 15 minutes left of the studio tour today. We'll be returning to the theme park shortly, so remember to pull that emergency cord if you need any assistance and do remain seated at all times.
I remember going to Universal Studios when I was 12 years old, feeling this feeling of wonder. You know, one of my first trips to Universal Studios, seeing the Jaws ride, one of my favorite movies of all time. Just feeling like, that's him. That's the Jaws. Like, I don't even know if that is the Jaws. I hope it is. Sharing a space with Hitchcock and Spielberg, I couldn't be more proud.
No, es que estamos ahí, güey. Let's go, baby! Let's go!
We are known for working with many talented filmmakers like Steven Spielberg and more recently Jordan Peele, who's given us amazing films like Get Out, Us, and his latest film Nope, which is sort of an exploration into what a UFO experience must be like.
What's up, Studio Tour? I'm Kiki Palmer from Jordan Peele's film Nope. What's a bad miracle? Well, you'll have to see our movie to answer that one. Until then, I hope you enjoy your visit to Jupiter's Clay.
Did you see a UFO in that cloud?
Yeah. No.
I ain't never seen nothing like it.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child star Ricky Juke Park.
Oh, what's up?
Over there, look into the Winking Well and have your picture taken just like the kids in that old 90s movie Kid Show. That's what this whole place is loosely based on. Remember that one? No? What? A little further down, you can see the brand new Star Lasso Experience, built to showcase an unbelievable new live show. It's not looking so good. Anyway, behind this Hollywood fantasy, gold rush frontier town lies a sinister secret. It is smack dab in the center of God's mind. Welcome to the world of Nope.
Nope, it's streaming right now on Peacock. We are now headed to a part of the studio where we once had an attraction called the Dune Glacier Expedition, better known as the Ice Tunnel, featured in an episode of The $6 Million Man starring Lee Majors with Andre the Giant as Bigfoot. The tram will climb to an imaginary elevation of 12,000 feet. The only way back to the theme park was through the ice tunnel, where the slightest sound could trigger an avalanche, and it always did, causing the walls to spin and the guests to tilt along with the Hollywood special effects.
This is Agent Novak with an FBI alert about individuals who are not authorized to be involved in the witness protection operation I'm heading up with my FBI team. Be on alert for Dominic Toretto, an ex-convict who has broken laws throughout the U.S. and around the world. Despite his checkered past, Toretto and his crew were recruited by Agent Novak.
His name is Roman Pierce. Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you sharp for a while. Brought you in our secret spot.
Alright, look guys, we're gonna keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. You don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone could give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Okay, pull into the next bay. We'll meet you in there.
Alright, you all, you know the drill. Let's remember to keep everything inside the tram at all times, remaining seated. No need for the 3D glasses just yet. I'll tell you when to put them on. Let's do it. Uh-oh. Sounds like there's a party going on in here. Ooh, ooh.
FBI, don't move. Neil, that's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, just back up a little bit. Got it. It's like that.
First of all, I don't work for you. Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Escort this novice out.
Let's go, Cookie Puss.
You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back.
It
was on vibrate. Sean traced us. I just can't hold him up. Letty, Roman, we're up. Driver, move that vehicle. It's about to get real interesting. Mona Lisa's all warmed up right next door. Roman, close the door. I need you and Letty ready to roll.
Alright, you all go ahead and throw on those 3D glasses for me. And let's just make sure we're holding on to all personal items, because you never know. Things might get fast, things might get furious.
Over the past 6 decades, the studio tour has taken guests on an amazing behind-the-scenes look at a movie studio in a way that only Universal can. I hope that you had a great time today, and on behalf of everyone at NBC Universal, thank you for joining us to celebrate our diamond anniversary. Here's to another 60 years.
That's right. Thank you all for celebrating 60 years of the studio tour with us. Our 60th anniversary is special to us because the studio tour is where it all began for Universal destinations and experiences. From 2 glamour trams traveling around the studio lot the summer of 1964, we have developed into so much more, including 7 parks entertaining millions of guests every year and the upcoming Universal Epic Universe opening in 2025. I'd also like to acknowledge all of the studio tour ambassadors, drivers, and studio guides throughout our history who have helped make the studio tour world famous. From our first 4 guides and drivers to the 100 team members who support the tour today.
Let me tell you something, Paige.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Go ahead, they're rolling through.
Let's start over. Our top staff. Susan?
He fighters his nose.
I'm the victim here. Don't you smile. Don't you smile right now. I
Just cut because I can't think of anything to say. I've been on that tour so many times since I was a kid, and I just love it every time.
The first time I ever went on the Universal lot, we did the tour.
I grew up in Los Angeles, and that was like the place to go and see Jaws. I got my introduction to Universal Studios through the tour, and so then to be in the movies and seeing the trams drive by, it's very overwhelming. One of the coolest things actually about shooting for Universal is sometimes you get to shoot on the lot, and then you look over and it's like there's Jaws, like there's the flash flood, and all those trams are riding around. It's the coolest thing ever.
1979. Back then, tram drivers were kind of a little reckless, a little crazy. There was no restriction on cars going anywhere. We used to drive all over and kind of duel with them back and forth.
I have so many amazing memories of the lot when we were shooting Back to the Future.
Being here brings me back in time, I'll tell you that.
The tram would come through, the tourists would see Michael J. Fox, and they're taking their camera, snap, snap, snap. So one day, Michael J. Fox had his own camera, and every time the tourists came through snapping their pictures, he ran out and he started taking pictures of them. Hi, I'm David Allen Greer.
And I'm Wendy McClendon Covey.
We're on the set of our new hit sitcom, St. Dennis Medical.
You know, they say laughter is the best medicine.
You know, I'd say penicillin is a close second.
Naproxen sodium isn't too bad either. But since we don't have any clips of actual medicine to show you,
that would make her pretty boring.
Let's laugh at some of the funniest moments from Universal comedy history.
Laughing already.
Playback? I went to answer
the phone. I was gone a second. I came back in. He let himself out of the playpen. He put on Scarface, and he glued his hands to the rum bottle. Okay?
And the left fielder's name? Why? Because. Oh, he's centerfield.
Tippy toes, tippy toes. I don't see your tippy toes.
That's an attention getter.
Deny, deny, approve. I'm gonna go down to the
Welcome to Abercrombie & Fitch. Can we take your order? Abercrombie & Fitch. We're a great team. Thanks.